All right, guys. Hello and welcome to Looking for Gold Scrims, but this isn't actually an LFGS event. This is just LFGS featuring an event from Wheeze League's tournament. This is just Wheeze League's week two. Normally would be our featured scrim, but tonight is going to be our feature match between Academy Gold versus UKY Gold. And I'm joined with Nihilus.
That is me, Asmund. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be commentating this match for Wheeze League, who
I know, right?
was recently introduced to. I'm very excited for this match. Do you know anything going in about these teams, UKY Gold and Academy Gold today?
I do know that each one of them have completely 4-0'd the San Francisco Shock 19 times this year, and they're both insanely good at Overwatch. And they also defeated the San Francisco Shock at competitive Farmville. So pretty insane stuff coming from these teams. That's
Competitive
all I know, though.
Farmville.
Yeah.
Talk about a true test of skill right there.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like competitive Farmville, it's all about who can build the strawberries quicker. I mean, once you get the strawberries, you win the game. And if you get there quicker, they just protect everything else. So it's pretty strong.
This sounds right. But on a serious note, correct me if I'm wrong. We are looking at the number 1 and number 2 seed in this.
Oh, I don't know if
tournament.
it's
Is that
number 1
correct?
and 2.
Oh,
What I understand is that one of the teams, and I actually don't remember which one, is highly rated, like ranked 1 or 2,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
other is seeded like 6. So
Okay.
we're hoping it's going to be a close match. I'm hoping so.
some potential upset material. I hear it is what we're saying. Okay, cool. Well, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to get into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love some. I would love to know who specifically is our top seed going into this UKY Gold or Academy Gold. And let's take a look at what around what level they're playing at right now. Let me see here. Current
I
competitive
was
season.
told
Okay.
that Plat Diamondish.
Plat Diamond. That's what I've got
And I
here.
don't think, yeah, I don't think there was any individual player skill limits. I think it was coming more down to the team average had to be like somewhere in the platter gold, platter diamond level. So
Okay.
we are a little bit, we're definitely above gold. We're definitely above like lower plat. That's definitely for sure.
Awesome.
Which I'm excited for though, because one interesting little niche about this Wheeze League tournament is that every team has to play Reinhardt. No matter what, you just have to play Reinhardt. That's what I understand. I hope that I understood that correctly.
And it's such a good rule, dude, because everyone
It is,
loves
isn't it?
Reinhardt. Everyone loves
Everyone.
Reinhardt. I don't care who you are. If you like Overwatch, you like Reinhardt. Reinhardt is
Damn
the
right.
man. But I'm very interesting. I'm very interested in what kind of metas have developed as a result of this rule, right? What kind of compositions we're going to be seeing a lot of the time. Obviously,
Yeah.
Reinhardt, a brawl style character. Are teams going to be running those style comps? Do we have some kind of
I don't think so.
interesting meta counters that are going to be going on?
Honestly,
I don't know. I'm very interested.
I mean, this is just a guess. All right, I've been out of the meta for a long time, but
Mm-hmm.
I do understand. You know, the little combat triangle of Overwatch that spam does poke out Brawl before Brawl actually gets a hit on it. So I think it's going to be map specific, but I do feel like in most scenarios, playing from ranged, playing Bastion for sure is going to be big. And again, playing from range, playing with angles, so that the enemy Reinhardt can't move forward is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe one of these teams pulls out just an insane like Lucio Ryan combo. But I mean, I can also see like more like a Ryan dive. I know Lifeweaver's been getting some buffs lately, and he's actually pretty strong. And being able to just go all in and get pulled out whenever things are looking tricky is another strategy. I think that like Farmer C and Lifeweaver with just someone taking an angle. Man, I mean, just like an Ash.
Yeah.
That's pretty strong. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's really strong, I think.
I could totally see something like that. I wonder what characters truthfully are gonna come out and be really, really scary because of your limitation in what tank you're able to pick for this tournament. You're not able to counter those kind of characters. Pharah comes to mind, right? Ryan being a character that can't really do anything about Pharah. Typically, you'd see a swap. If a Pharah is being a massive issue, you'd see a swap to a Diva or even perhaps a Winston. What kind of comps come out in response to those characters now? If you don't have access to them, You just got to double down on DPS. I don't know. I'm very interested. I love seeing tournaments with these kind of stipulations, with these kinds of minor rule adjustments. I'm excited to see what we've got today. I'm pumped for these two teams, UKY Gold and Academy Gold. Gonna be fun. And I think we're starting on Ilios. I think that's been established. Not Li Zhong.
Not Li Zhang. So clearly not an official LFGS event, because if it was, I mean, come on, right?
I cannot believe that we are not seeing any Li Zhong. That's unbelievable. But
unbelievable.
You won't see me complaining. I love Ilios. Ilios, easily one of my top maps in the game, as we go ahead and get into our match here.
All right. Who will win? I'm gonna do a prediction. Who will win? We're gonna keep this not toxic, remember, guys. By the way, we're gonna be toxic about it.
No toxicity, but definitely support the teams that you're rooting for here today. We got any UKY Gold / Academy Gold fans in the chat today? I'm interested.
We shall see. I know there's not a whole lot of viewers right now, but I did just ask Wheeze League person Furia to maybe make an announcement that we're doing this, because I don't see an announcement in their announcements channel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great idea. Excellent idea. Looks like we're taking just a second here to figure things out on that side. Perfect. Oh, looks like we're getting back in. I shouldn't have swapped it back to the caster cam. What am I doing? A fool.
What are you doing? Kind of weird.
What are we doing?
You know what's really weird though is me being able to put my my overlay back on, my character overlay. So
yeah,
I've been yelled at about that when I'm doing my stream, right? And we're like, why do you have the overlay on?
Yeah, we should mention,
so I can see where people are. Okay, like I'm kind of blind. All right, like okay.
We should mention that Asmund has usually done all of the LFGS all of the LFGS production. Today, that's swapped over to me. So if you see any horrifying technical hiccups, just know it's entirely my fault. And you're allowed to yell at me. I get it.
I'm allowed to raise my voice. Indeed.
It's true. So what comps are we looking at right off the bat, huh? We've got double Reinhardt?
Oh my god.
What?
Both teams playing Reinhardt on Ilios. Now that is some interesting stuff for sure.
I don't know about this pick, Asmund. I'm not sure about it.
Okay, so one thing we're going to see right off the bat, like I said, Ashe, pretty cool pick. Both teams deciding to play the Lucio. We're seeing a little bit of a different variant, though, as the Academy team is deciding to play with a Moira Lucio, and the other side here is trying to play with Baptiste Lucio. And I think the Baptiste is a little bit of a better pick.
I would have to agree. I think the Baptiste, especially in a rush style comp, is definitely going to be really strong here. And I would definitely watch out for this Reinhardt pin on the side here. Doesn't end up netting anything for Xe right there. But an interesting encounter. I do see two Meis on the screen, which is going to be really, really interesting. Mei, I think, really, really strong in these kind of comps. Ribbit takes out Baptiste there, and Poyo knocks off Xe off the map right there.
Oh man, it's already getting like pretty exciting here, and I had my doubts actually about. Oh wait a minute, hold on, Poyo. Wait, can Poyo do that again like 2 more times? Because that'd be insane.
Certainly not, right? Poyo's he's just a Lucio all on his own. He's looking
for
a boop right there onto Marig, but it's definitely not gonna come out. Poyo is thirsty for it though, definitely hungry for it, but gonna have to get out, regroup with the team. That said, they are back really, really fast, and they're already ready to get back into this fight. That's a nice wall right there onto Xe. They go for the pin, but it counters, and that's a huge shatter right there. They're out of the invincibility range. It does manage to just barely protect the team, but they're so low, and look at that right now. Okay, Inhagen does manage to get a good shatter onto the Rhine, but it's not going to be enough. Poyo is left alone. Is he going to even be able to get out of here alive? It does look like he will.
Wait, Poyo's crazy with it.
Cracked, absolutely cracked right now.
Crazy with it. I mean, they're all over the place. The crazy wall riding, able to get out of there and not die. And Poyo actually has 0 deaths right now. Kind of impressive. Now we do see ults kind of even on both sides. Poyo does have beat they can push in with that here. Maybe drop a window to push in a little bit further. The wall is insane though. The beat comes down from Poyo. Is it enough to push through? It does look like Queen Arrow goes down. Merrick goes down, and Gloopy goes down, and that's gonna be 3 down on the side of Academy. I mean, it's gonna be a fight win here. I don't know if they needed the Blizzard and the Bob to finish this off.
Probably not.
You know what? we're gonna call it a hot take, and we're gonna smile and nod.
Absolutely. Now, Asmon, can you confirm for me real quick that red team is UKY Gold?
Yeah, I mean, well, at least I'm looking at the stream, and that's what it says.
Well, can you confirm in the lobby?
Hold on. Yeah, go in the lobby. Positive. No, the blue team is UKY Gold, actually.
Okay, cool. I wanted to be sure. I forgot to check that beforehand.
Like, okay.
That's a big pin from Exy right there. So we are swapped. I'll make sure to change that in between matches.
All right.
But blue team right now, UKY Gold, doing a lot of damage. They've got that wall up, trapping Inhagen there. And Hagen is not going to be able to survive for much longer, and UKY Gold does manage to take this first point back. They've got 80% now on the board, and a Bastion comes out on the side of Academy Gold.
I'm not surprised to see the Bastion. Bastion already kind of set up there a little bit, ready to kind of go. Really, if you're red team here, you kind of just got to make a play pretty soon. I mean, 92%, you got to do something right here. You've got the Shatter. Let's see if the Reinhardt Shatter is going to be big or if it's going to be blocked. XC already has it as well. It doesn't hit anything. The pin is actually huge. The wall is insane. And Inhagen goes down. That's a Shatter hitting 3.
That's a huge Shatter.
Follow-up.
An absolutely massive Shatter, and now Poyo on his own. He's pulled some heroics here today, but I don't know about this one. This one's going to be pretty tough. He gets walled off.
It's so gross.
That's a huge hammer to the face as UKY Gold takes this first match in the competition.
Wow. All right.
UKY Gold looking pretty solid to start things off. Okay.
Looking pretty solid. Okay, yeah. We need to get the titles switched around if you have time to do that.
Let me go ahead and grab that for you.
Perfect. Yeah. So let me just check my notes over here, which I think confirms. I think UKY was the one that was 1 or 2 seed, but I want to be sure before I say that. Actually can't find it. Oh
goodness, it's a little scuffed, but don't worry about it, guys.
UKY is ranked 1 or 2, and I think the other team Academy is ranked about 6 or so. Seeded about 6 right now, and so yeah, UKY does seem statistically favored, but who knows? You never know what's going to happen.
Academy Gold put up a pretty good fight. It wasn't by any means a stomp, right? UKY Gold definitely looked really strong though in their opening.
I agree.
Their opening point. That said, Inhagen already racked up 30%, but he does get pinned right there by Exy, who's trying to prove his Rhine dominance right now. He's getting chased down, and Hagen just barely going to be able to survive that encounter. Oh god, he's taking so much damage. These healers are so clutch right now though. Marique, however, with the double damage orb, manages to take out 2 members there of Academy Gold. A huge play by Marique.
I'm just seeing on your stream how you just kind of casually swap sides.
Listen, it's scuffed. All right, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's awesome though. It's great. Okay, so yeah, I mean, UKY Gold I think played that really well. Really waited out the Bastion shift, which is good. And then they were able to just kind of push in without the fear of that Bastion. And we can see Bastion is no longer a hero on the map.
Oh, huge Shatter.
That was a big Shatter. But
is there any follow-up?
Follow-up? Unfortunate. Although Inhagen is going to go down. Inhagen.
Oh, it is an absolute brawl right now. UKY Gold trying to pick up whatever points they can. But that was a great sleep from JPZ there. Unfortunately goes down right afterward. Watch this battle on point. Poyo trying to contest as long as possible, but not going to be able to do anything with their team unable to assist them. We do see Inhagen trying to fight back into this, does get walled off, but manages to get a kill onto the Mei, and as things turn around here, that may be a really significant deciding factor as we see this Echo ult.
That is crazy, actually. Getting that pick there is a massive momentum maneuver there. And they're also able to get the Moira from UKY there. And that's huge. Here, just the angles that Academy have is kind of enabling them to just control all of the space. We see a beat come out here, and Ribbit might respond with a counter beat, but decides not to. Decides to just kind of group up and go with a later push on the beat. And it looks like as well, UKY already Maywall down, and so they don't even have Maywall for a couple more seconds.
Academy Gold looking big here. This is going to be a huge shatter. Inhagen's come up with a couple big ones. He may have an opportunity for one. He does get walled off, so there's not going to be any follow-up, but he manages to get a kill on the Sojourn, and there it is! It's huge! The Nano comes out as well! Inhagen manages to pick up a kill, and this is going to surely be a hold for Academy Gold off the back of that play.
That was massive. That was really massive. And I think that if you're EXE in that situation, really sucks to not get the block on that shatter. That was just really well timed, well played from Inhagen to just kind of wait for that Mei wall to deplete a little bit so his team could kind of follow up on that play. We see Queen Arrow now on the high ground, ready to overclock. We see a Coalescence about to come out, Rivet about to drop a beat. I imagine UKY is going to come in real big in this next fight. We'll see kind of how it goes. The Mei wall's down. The Queen Arrow uses the overclock at a pretty strong angle. They're going to stay alive. Vardo's Bob is in a great place, kind of holding a bunch of space on that corner. Queen Arrow finally goes down, and the beat pushes UKY back onto the point. It's somewhat even, but kind of scrappy right now. Vardo does go down on point. It does look like UKY is going to flip this at the final hour.
And massively important to EXE holds on to their shatter, which is absolutely massive. I do want to point out Gloopy making some massive plays with these walls over and over again. Inhagen has been walled off, taken away from his team. I mean, it's been just constantly really, really good stuff in that regard. Another one right here as Inhagen gets walled off. Nice contest there. XE is looking for an opportunity to use it. Does get it off, and it does manage to take the Echo out of ult, but doesn't garner much outside of that. And now Inhagen and the rest of Academy Gold is pushing in. They've got 2 picks off the board already. It's a good wall to hold off the rest of the team, but Gloopy goes down.
The sleep onto Mark was insane. It just destroyed the Coalescence, and that Coalescence looked like it could have carried UKY to victory, but now it's looking a little bit sketchier. Although that's a big kill on Ribbit, that's a big kill on Vardo, big kill on JPZ. Oh my god. Okay, the Reinhardt is back. The Echo is still half HP. The beat comes down.
They've got to kill EXE so low, but the healers come in clutch. They're only able to be there for so long, though. That's a big blizzard, though. Inhagen gets taken out of the fight. Now both Reinhardts in this Reinhardt tournament are removed. It's going to be down to the backs of these DPS. Are they able to come up big? Kenobe looking for a big play here, very close to that Echo ultimate. Does get nanoed here. They're putting the faith on him, and they do manage to get it as UKY Gold hops off point for just long enough.
Oh my. Things are happening.
These are scrappy fights.
Yeah, these are scrappy. I really feel like these teams in their play testing have realized kind of just like how much of a disposable resource Reinhardt is, where he just needs to go in there and get whatever kind of value he can with whatever kind of risk it takes, it seems, because it almost seems like the Reinhardts aren't even valuing their lives. They're just valuing getting value. They just want to get a pick, and everyone else just kind of be scrappy. Like no one really feels centered around the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt just kind of goes in on, maybe not like on their own, but like kind of with their own play, if that makes sense.
100%. Yeah, these teams are here to swing, and these Reinhardts will guide them to victory. That's what Reinhardt does best, and that's what Reinhardt players want to do, you know? They're all about honor. Listen, I know those Rein voice lines. He's always talking about honor. That said, Inhagen might be a little too honorable, getting really, really deep in there. He knows when to retreat, though. Excellent stuff there. XE does try to get a pin there. It doesn't quite connect, but Kenobe manages to take out XE, and without the tank, this is a bad spot for UKY Gold.
Pretty bad, and I think Vardo picking the Widowmaker up there on that high ground is actually doing wonders right now for Academy, and I don't think that UKY was expecting the Widowmaker to be played here, but it is actually a pretty good pick. It is some range, and that's kind of, I think, what you need in this sort of like forced Rein v. Rein format.
Especially on Ilios Ruins, right? Like one of the most iconic Widowmaker points in all of Overwatch. You've got these crazy long sight lines. It seems like without a long-range DPS, it's difficult to win on this map. So if Vardo can be that player for their team, come up big with some huge headshots, then that could be a huge determining factor in this. Inhagen does manage to get a nano right there. JPZ manages to take out XE as well. Things are looking pretty tight right now, but it does look like Academy Gold is going to be able to hold on to this with a kill onto Queen Arrow.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, at this point, if you're UKY, I mean, you're looking to get a reset here. I mean, you're just trickling at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like Academy is really having to commit a whole lot to just keep the 1 kill per 10 seconds going. And here comes the beat finally. Here comes in the walls as well. But really, I mean, UKY hasn't even pushed through that choke yet, so that's 2 ults committed without the enemy team even really pushing, and now Queen Arrow gets the value of this off-angle soldier ult, but it gets pinned. It's big.
Ooh,
And the
big shatter in the backline on the healers.
Too.
Oh, it was a big shatter in the backline on the healers, but Inhagen does go down. Exy is there for his team when they need him most. Now, UKY Gold will push onto the point, and they should be able to secure this no problem.
Oh, that sleep was good. I loved that from JPZ. That was fantastic stuff.
That was a nasty sleep right there. So now Inhagen begins the uphill battle, having to fight their way back onto this point. And I do want to point out the ult economy is not in their favor. 3 ultimates on the side of UKY Gold. That is more than enough to hold off Academy Gold for the remainder of this point. Queen Nero manages to get a kill on Inhagen, and that is going to be really, really tough to push through. They're just going to have to retreat. And now, oh my God, Exy goes all the way, manages to get a pick onto Ana. Are you kidding me? That was insane.
Inhagen might have been bitten off a little more than he can chew. Didn't realize that that was not a safe place to be pinning to, and that's another stagger. Vardo also pretty far forward, but we do see UKY starting to get a little bit wiser now. They've lost their soldier. They're going to back up a bit. Now it's going to be 4v5 here against them pretty soon. They still have an ult advantage. Let's see how they're going to be able to hold this together. It's still on Academy to get through this choke point. It is rough. Vardo on this little side angle here, pretty strong, and but Ribbit is actually carrying through on it. And Gloomy comes with the Blizzard. This is another pretty clean fight win for UKY.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good right now. They're just rotating these ults. That's how you do it, right? They use nothing in that fight except for the Blizzard. And now, even though you have some ults coming out for Academy Gold, it's only 25-ish seconds left on the clock for them to be able to touch point. They're gonna have to get a little desperate here. That's another, so close to being a really good wall there. Inhagen almost gets caught underneath. Watch out for this shatter though. Could be big, and Inhagen does manage to, they force their way in and gets a pin onto Queen Nero as well. They've opened up they've opened things up for themselves, and now they're gonna retake this point. We're gonna have one last fight here. We do have this Echo Ultimate on the side of UKY Gold, or excuse me, Academy Gold. That's going to be really, really important. It's a big shatter. It comes out early. Are they going to be able to pick up a kill onto Inhagen? They do. It's absolutely massive. And now they have to replace Inhagen with Kenobe. He comes out onto the Rhine, does manage to get a shatter off too, and gets 2 kills out of it. Absolutely massive. Bob now subs in as the tank. They're just taking turns right now. Vardo getting 2. Bob has done something, and Academy Gold, the underdog going into this fight, has come out with a first round win.
That blew my mind. I'm gonna be honest. I like as the approach was coming from UKY, I'm like, UKY pulled this out. That's awesome. Like good, good for them. Then Kenobe just does some magical thing, just some absolutely magical thing. Gets this.
Look at this shatter. Oh my God, that's sick.
Huge shatter. Kills 2, and then Vardo kills 2.
That was absolutely sick. Oh my God, that was sick.
Huge DPS play, actually.
Academy Gold making the 2-1 comeback in that first match on Ilios. That was absolutely sick. Okay, if this is what we're in for, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this match. This is gonna be a good set. I can feel it.
Indeed. I just realized as well that I did the prediction a little too soon there. I hope I didn't spoil it for anyone. My bad. I'm gonna be more careful about the predictions.
No worries.
Yeah. I'm not used to there being a delay. Doing so many featured scrims, honestly, no delay has been kind of nice. Pretty enjoyable. And so yeah, I forget what I have to do here again. When we have the delay. Anyway, it looks like our next one's going to be King's Row.
King's Row. And I mean, is there a more fitting map in the entirety of Overwatch than King's Row for a good old-fashioned Rhine versus Rhine duel? A very popular Rhine map, even without the stipulation that we're working with today.
True.
Right? But I love to see it. I mean, my all-time favorite map in Overwatch. Would I say that? Maybe.
All-time favorite.
You know, I do love Ilios. Ilios is very underrated. Ilios is a very underrated map.
Man, I know some people that hate Helios, like almost want
Really?
to quit, like quit the game. Like they get loaded into a quick play Helios game, they just leave. Like what?
Well is one
I
of the
don't think it's
most
that bad, but I know
comedic
people that think it's that bad.
maps in all of Overwatch. Well is hilarious. If you
It
don't
is
like Well,
hilarious.
I don't trust you. It's funny. It's hilarious.
I still remember when Life Weaver came out, and like it was well, and it was Hog v Hog, and I had Life Weaver. Of course, we had Life Weaver on both sides, and Hog
Mm.
would hook a Hog. Pig hooks Pig, but Pig doesn't die because it gets pulled out of the well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just saving people. That was pretty cool. That was fun.
It's a good time. Asmund, have you ever played 12 Hogs, 1 Hole?
I have.
You have?
I'm pretty good at that, indeed.
For those who are not aware, 12 Hogs, 12 Road Hogs on Well, all trying to pull each other into the hole, into the well. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Indeed.
Find yourself a custom game, go play. It's a delightful experience. You won't regret it. It looks
I'm
like
making an announcement right now. Hold on a second.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, it looks
Go
like
for
we're going on to King's Row here for the second match. I'm excited. Exy and Inhagen were having a Rhine duel of the... And, I mean, this is why Rhine Ditto... excuse me, I say Ditto because I come from the Smash community. The Rhine Mirror is such a fun matchup, right? It's just the most... It kind of reminds me of baseball in a sense, right? In baseball, you get one of the only situations in sports where you get a true one-on-one. You get pitcher versus batter, right? And it just comes down to those two guys staring each other down and who's going to flinch first. Ryan reminds me of that exact same thing. Dropping your shield, getting that clutch shatter. It feels so high stakes at all times. And it's a good time. Exy versus Inhagen, absolutely going to be one of the matchups to watch. But I have my eyes right now on Kenbo Bay as well. Kenbo Bay had some huge plays in that match, and I don't want to sleep on Marik either, who have had some sick
Indeed.
plays with the Moira as well. You don't see that too often. Already starting to see where JPZ had some huge sleeps on the Ana. Poyo was crazy survivable on the Lucio. Gloompy, I mentioned, had some great walls on May, which I imagine we'll continue to see more May on King's Row. Very popular pick for King's Row. I'd be interested in maybe seeing some Symmetra. We got any Symmetra fans in the chat? Just me? No?
Probably.
All right. It's cool.
Okay.
I like Symmetra.
It's UKY and Academy. And this time, I'm gonna give a lot more time period here. I'm gonna give a whole 2 minutes to make this prediction.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm not gonna screw it up this time.
Why was my
You're the
one
what?
upside?
There we
Why
go.
is the one upside down? What the hell is going on? Huh?
Who will win this round on King's Row?
Like I said, guys, production gonna be a little bit scuffed as I'm doing this for the first time. But
Is this the first time you've done like production for an Overwatch feature match?
like this? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is a bit of a learning experience, but I hope everyone's having a good time so far.
I hope so. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
Awesome.
We got a good match. We got some good games. We got some. This is fun. This is a fun time.
It's a fun time.
I
This is
do
Ryan
wanna-
v Ryan action. That's what I love to see. And we're seeing right now, by the way, no May coming from the side of Academy. They're actually just they might be swapping to May. Vardo's gonna do a couple shops real quick here from the top window. We do see Gloomy ready to wall someone off, and Inhagen is very much ready for that. Obviously understands the strategy. He just walks through no fear at all, though. That is incredible. We see the Ryan pin versus pin, both on the ground, and no follow-up to kill Inhagen. Inhagen is still alive. Poyo doing some interesting stuff over there. He decides to come swinging by. That's a sleep on Inhagen. Some momentum lost potentially for side of Academy, but with Gloomy gone, no wall to worry about. It looks like it's just all full speed ahead here for Academy.
Inhagen is just going in right now. No fear on this
No
Reinhardt
fear.
at all.
I mean,
Does get slept again. Gotta be careful there. Oh, gets anti, gets everything. Oh, it's tough to be a Reinhardt sometimes. It is tough to be a Reinhardt sometimes. That said, already UKY Gold, or excuse me, Academy Gold, has already walked away with a tick, and that is a really, really good start. Even if you lose this here, that is a really, really nice, just good insurance to have, if nothing else, right?
Indeed, right. You know, almost 2 ticks.
I did want to point out as well, on the side of UKY Gold, Marique, who was our Moira from last round, has swapped over to the Sojourn, and Queen Nero, who was running the DPS, has now swapped over to Healer. So that is an interesting little difference from last round. XE gets the Nano, manages to pick up a kill onto Inhagen there, and it does look like UKY Gold is going to seal this for themselves and get a little bit of stability going into a minute and a half now taken off the clock.
Really interesting stuff, yeah. And in seeing them swap off of the Mei is, I think, very interesting as well. I want to say Gloomy was getting a lot of value in the Mei, but Gloomy deciding to swap over to the Bastion instead. Not a bad choice. I still think Bastion's pretty good here. EXT goes down. Inhagen, ooh, actually gets slept while being nanoed, but doesn't need to actually push forward there anymore. Just needs to cap this point. And we see Kenabe up there on the Echo.
Oh my
kind of
God.
Perching up there.
Inhagen's just going in.
Oh my God, Inhagen's insane.
He's
Showing
just going
so much
in.
momentum, absolutely throwing his life into the trash can. What was that?
Got a kill onto the Sojourn too, and like
Worth
honestly, super worth, right? You go in, you trade your life just to take out 2 of theirs, right? Now you get all this push just for free, basically.
Statement made, honestly.
Statement made, and now if I'm Xe, okay, not saying necessarily this is what's happening to Xe right now, but if I was EXE, I would be quivering. I'd be shaking right now. All right. Now we'll see if Xe is a braver soul than I am. Most people are, but we'll see what their reaction is to this. We see as Kenobe hops onto the Reinhardt, but is removed immediately. A great pin from EXE there, stopping that in its tracks. Got to watch this shatter here. You know EXE is going to be looking for it. The Bastion bombs get dropped. The artillery manages to get a kill, and no shatter necessary here. Those healers are vulnerable, but they're going to get out thanks to the speed boost from Lucio. EXE is just going in.
EXE doesn't care.
Just does not care.
Going straight in.
He's going to retreat now. Good sleep right there from JPZ, but gets immediately removed by Gloompi right afterward.
And right now, if you're Academy, you cannot push in without your Ana or your Sojourn for that matter as well. And you got to be careful as kind of like how you peak this here as well. You know, Sojourn's got Rail on the other side, ultimates on both sides here. Huge ultimate advantage right now in favor of UKY as they try to hold this together. The pin comes in, not much hit there. And it is going to be just probably a nano from UKY is probably the play here as soon as the push actually gets fully initiated by Academy. All of them are here except Kenabe goes down. The shatter hits nothing. The nano comes out.
That nano comes out. And the ante is so huge. However, it's just not enough to deal with this. Reinhardt EXE managed to get a huge play right there. The nano was absolutely perfect. And that is going to be a dead Echo as well. EXE cleaning things up. Although may have flown too close to the sun. He's trying to pin, get out of there, but he gets cornered. The beat comes out too. And now Academy Gold moves in.
A little bit too late there. Not able to save EXE. But the Bastion is so powerful. You still have to respect the Bastion shift, even if you are a tank up. And it does look like it isn't going to go well for UKY this time, though, because the overclock is pretty strong, and it is now full steam ahead here for Academy.
Oh, poor Marique, absolutely alone. And Vardo got a little bit close, a little bit low for a second there.
A little bit sus right there.
A little bit, just a little bit. But it does look like Academy Gold is going to get a bunch of push here. They're going to continue to move forward. And now
one more fight.
We do still have one more fight. Kenbo Bay does have that Echo ultimate online. One of the most exciting ultimates in the game, if you ask me. Let's see how they approach it.
Definitely, and Gloomy is going to come up with an artillery here, and I think that is going to be one way for them to push. EXE does have to stay on. It is going to be tough for him to stay on and not just instantly die. Vardo does pick up Gloomy, and that means no artillery is on the battlefield right now, but Nano could be a thing as Queen Arrow just starts to build and build and build. But the deaths are coming in, though, for UKY. They're not able to hold this anymore, and that is going to be a point cap in favor of Academy as they do move forward and pick off all of the stragglers.
Yeah, you saw there, Kenbo Bay got so close to the ultimate on that Reinhardt, just wasn't able to make it in time. However, the rest of the team pulling through there in a big, big way. But now watch, as UKY Gold is going to be able to retake this fight. They're going to have 4 ultimates here between the Shatter, the Nano, the Artillery, and the Overclock. The Artillery comes out early. It's going to do a lot of damage, just force out a lot of resources, and here comes that Shatter from EXE, and it's absolutely massive! He's going to clean up with a 4K right there on the Shatter. That was absolutely sick.
Like I said, these teams have defeated San Francisco Shock. I mean, super means nothing to EXE. That was an insane Shatter. Oh my, that was inspiring. Now I want to go play some Reinhardt in my own comp games and to see if I can raise my rank. We see here, Academy is going to have to take another approach, although this time Inhagen has his Shatter. Let's see if Inhagen's Shatter gets as much value as EXE's as he goes right in. It's telegraphed, it's blocked, the Nano comes down on EXE. Can Vardo win against Queen Arrow? I'm pretty sure, maybe, but the purple comes out, Vardo goes down. Oh my god, EXE is still alive too here in the front line. Can Inhagen stay alive? He's super low, just barely getting topped off, not able to stay alive. JPZ at 1 HP goes down, gets staggered. And we see so much momentum from UKY going almost all the way to the spawn door.
Excellent work all around there, right? Xe absolutely massive, blocking that Shatter. You saw the speed boost come out from the side of Academy Gold. They wanted so bad to skirt around that Rhine shield and shatter the backline, but Xe was so smart, telegraphed it the whole way and managed to block it. Saw the Nano Rhine duel there. Everything from UKY Gold was just so picture perfect there. And now this Bastion going to continue to whittle down the shield, but watch out, Kenbo Bay on the high ground, swapping onto the Bastion, going to have an artillery strike real quickly, manages to get a kill onto Ribbit as well. That's 3 picks now taken on the side of Academy Gold. A nice Shatter from Xe, but isn't even going to matter. I'm not even sure if it was worth using there. I guess you got to use something, right? Are they going to be able to touch here?
They might be able. Queen Arrow is going to be able to touch for a second. The purple is going to be interesting, but not quite enough. Although Ribbit might be able to hold this for a while if they're not going to look at him. This allows EXE to get back in play, but Inhagen brings down the Shatter. Ribbit goes down, and that is going to be lights out for UKY as Academy pushes this in overtime all the way to the 3rd point.
A picturesque Shatter right there to end things for Academy Gold in Hagen. Absolutely perfect right there. What a great push there too. They managed to complete the map. That was absolutely, they do manage to do it in overtime, which is an important distinction to make. But what a great push there from Academy Gold. For the underdogs, they're looking really, really great in this opening match.
They're looking really good. Absolutely. And like you said, Kings Row is pretty much the coolest map to be doing a Rhine v Rhine on. I almost wish we could just toss the goats code in here just like one time, you know, like just one time.
Just once.
Just play goats. Come on.
Please, guys.
You know what I mean?
My SR, guys.
My
Please
SR.
go goats, guys.
Oh, no.
Nothing like the good old days prior to roll lock.
Oh, I know.
Oh, boy.
Gloompy on the Reaper guy. What do you think about Reaper here? Hit or miss, right? Like it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be like, dog, get off.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Running it against the Echo too is particularly like I don't know, man. But maybe it's just a comfort pick kind of thing. Maybe it's Gloompy as a full-time Reaper main. So far has been on the May a lot of the time, and wants a break. Maybe wants to go back to that classic Reaper. We're gonna keep our eyes on Gloompy this match. Maybe comes out with some absolutely monstrous plays.
Honestly, a big just like straight no fear TP right onto Vargo's position actually could be really strong here because Vardo can't really just like one shot the Reaper, and so Reaper does actually have some chase game in that regard. We do see an interesting rotation up the alley here, but it's not as interesting when Marique dies, so it's only a 4v5 along the approach right now. But it's not even stopping their approach. They're not even stopping. They're going to try to see if they're going to still be able to create some space here, and it looks like Gloompy going all the way around either side, taking a sneak position. And I wonder actually if Academy knows, but now of course giving away the position up there is going to make sure that they know about that.
But, you know, it's still really solid even just to expose yourself there, because you're forcing bad positioning for Academy Gold, right? You're forcing them backwards, allowing Vardo a chance to get back here. What a great sleep right there from JPZ. That was absolutely massive. Is Reaper going to be able to live here? Absolutely will. And now we get into the scrappiness. Watch Queen Nero just kind of alone in this room right now, and now the Baptiste pushes in. We've got the healers just going at it right now in this hotel room.
Oh my God.
But they are removed from the fight there, as well as Gloompi. It was a good push. I really liked the idea of taking that high ground and just forcing Academy Gold into an uncomfortable spot, but ultimately a Reaper up there not going to be able to do much damage. Was forced to drop down, and once he did, that huge sleep from JPZ just invalidated the Reaper while the rest of the team did work.
Absolutely, and I think maybe I think they can do it again here. It's just really the key is not having somebody die on this approach. The Sojourn field is already gone now. They don't have to worry about that. They just have to speed across. Oh, and it looks like Lucio going kind of low there for a second. Ribbit got to be very careful. Here comes the pin, and they're going to take the space over here, and it looks like they're cut in half. Academy is not a team of 5 right now, and this is the opportunity for UKY to take advantage of the positional problems coming from UKY.
Here comes the Reinhardt. That Nano Rein, always so deadly, does have the Shatter, but dies with it. What an unfortunate happenstance. Now Inhagen, able to push in with his Shatter of his own, is going to go in on Queen Nero, does manage to pick up a kill there. Academy Gold is looking really, really strong. Not a bit of percentage on the board for UKY Gold, as we now get into the last stages of this first point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple more approaches here, a couple more attempts, but definitely taking the alley 2 times in a row does clean up the clock a little bit. Maybe it is time to push it straight down main and try to figure it out that way. So, you know, figure out some other way to flush out Vardo without taking all 5 up there, because you just don't really have the clock to do that anymore. You have to make some progress on the point. Maybe cutting it through Hotel there and taking advantage of JPZ out of position could be a way, but it looks like they're going to go wide statue potentially, and maybe go in narrow statue. Here comes it. They're just going in. EXE kind of like really telegraphing the Shatter. Gets it blocked.
What a sleep from JPZ!
Go down.
What an amazing sleep. We saw the Shatter onto the Echo. That was the opening that they needed, but JPZ comes up huge as the Reaper tries to flank. Gloopy tries to go in, doesn't manage to get the kill because of that incredible sleep. However, UKY Gold does manage to move in here. Academy Gold is forced back. UKY Gold, they're split in numbers. It's still very scrappy. EXE dives all the way in. Both Shatters used on both sides. You gotta watch out here. Inhagen does manage to get a kill here. It is back and forth right now.
Oh my God.
Here's the big, potential Reaper ult, but Poyo gets taken, manages to kill Gloopy out of it. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, this might be a full hold for Academy Gold.
We see Gloopy panic swapping over to the Soldier. EXE.
Nice Nano.
Trying to stay alive, trying to be a presence on point as much as possible. Ribbit trying to do something about Vardo up there. EXE goes down, and Kenobe on the Reinhardt just jumps right in and starts laying waste to all Yi before him.
Textbook there from Academy Gold. That was a phenomenal defense.
Wow.
And I really, really liked there how we saw at one point with around 30 seconds left on the clock, both teams there we're kind of scrapping. UKY Gold managed to get a tick onto that first point. Academy Gold didn't panic, right? That's very easy to panic in that kind of situation, but they didn't panic. They moved backwards, they regrouped, and they came back in when they needed to, and that ended up winning them that match. That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. We do see someone from Academy Gold has left the lobby, so we'll see maybe if that was a disconnect.
Or maybe
what a game. Maybe it could be a sub in.
Yeah.
I just don't see anyone else in the lobby though that would sub in for them. That was a great game, and what a display of defense there from Academy, able to hold it the entire time. I think what that really shows is that Academy has practiced this map a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Academy Gold looked so strong on that map. They've looked really, really strong in this series. If that first map was a bit of a test, you know, a bit of a show of skill, we'll see. Ooh, we're close, we're clashing, right? This was a dominant map. That was a really, really dominant map from Academy Gold, from our underdog team in this fight. So UKY Gold, now with their backs against the wall, they're going to have to make a 3-0 comeback here in order to come out on top. Not the situation you want to see yourself in when you're the higher seed, and trying to make a big push in this tournament.
Yeah, but that is be what it do. I mean, if you're the top dog, then people are gonna want to poke the bear. You know what I mean? Just making up animals at this point. Dog, bear, whatever. Might have been some technical difficulties. Okay, and so it looks like we are still waiting on one person to come back from Academy team. I think they might have disconnected. As we're going on to New Junk City, Flashpoint map. Something that I am definitely, absolutely, totally very familiar with. And I've definitely played New Junk City more than 4 times in my life. Definitely, for sure.
And let's take one good guess as to what character we're going to be seeing, aside from Reinhardt, because we know Reinhardt is going to be here. I would be absolutely shocked if we did not see nonstop Lucio throughout the entirety of this match.
Probably.
Having to usher your Rhine from one point to the next, right? Needing that speed. We know how important speed is on a map like Flashpoint, or a map type like Flashpoint. We are 1000% going to be getting some Lucios and probably some other speedsters as well. This is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be high octane, fast action, like 2 bowling balls just ramming into each other.
And I think this one is, I think, definitely a map that that favors teams that have practiced it. I think it favors teams that have done a VOD review, just because there's these Flashpoint maps, from what I've seen at least, they're very complex. There's so many different spaces to play in, and to have a coach tell you like where to play on them, I think is like a big deal. Like, we've all played Kings Row for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, 15 decades, for a long time. Right, we all know what Kings Row is about, right? But have we really solved New Junk City? And I don't know, maybe, but I certainly haven't. And I think that a team that's been coached on it will shine a little bit brighter here, and it'll be just like a little bit more prominent.
Yeah, it's certainly still really, really fresh. And I totally agree. It's going to really come down to who is the better coached team on this map.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where UKY Gold finally pulls this back in their favor.
Definitely. Is it 1-1 right now? Or is it
It's 2-0.
2-0.
Academy Gold up 2-0.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely UKY gonna want to like put on their actual gamer chairs, I think where they were currently, they were just like, for the past 2 games, they were sitting on like little stools, like little bar stools. But now they need to get like one of those like one of those sit-up seats where you can sit up like an inch higher,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
You got the DX Racer going on, right? You got the full gamer control pad, linked up. They've got the gamer suits on, right? So they've got full range of movement as well. May be, I mean, at this point, that may be what UKY Gold needs to do to stop Academy Gold, because they're looking unstoppable right now.
I think they're going to need to start plugging in their Guitar Hero guitars and start playing with that instead, because like that, I think, is the energy they need to bring into New Junk City to make this happen. Looks like Kenabe is finally back after the internet going out there. And so we will be rolling into this next map here pretty soon. I'll start the predictions when we actually fire up the map. And it looks like, let's see, I'm going to say production ready.
People actually don't know this, but the optimal way to play Reinhardt is on a Guitar Hero controller, actually. You know how the Guitar Hero controller, you can like strum it down and then strum it up? That's like the hammer swing. You swing left, you swing right, and now you do that with the strum. Very, very popular method for Reinhardt. That's the shatter is the star power. Guitar.
That's like the little whammy bar thing, dude.
Yeah.
When you shatter, you have to just like slam that whammy bar, like you're teabagging in real life, right? And yeah, dude. And then you just like you start going wild on the whammy bar, and I mean, you could just like swing the guitar around your head with the whammy bar, and like that does a lot of damage. That does like 10 damage, dude.
Somewhat related, but the most popular method for playing Junkrat is slamming your face into the Rock Band drum set.
Yeah.
That's a very popular method as well, but a completely different subject here. We've got a Rhine battle here, a leisurely, respectable, honorable battle.
I would laugh so hard if one team just kind of like swapped to Junker Queen and be like, you know what? Whatever.
Whatever. It rules out the window. Screw it, we're
take
gonna
the L
lose
in the
anyway,
tournament.
right?
I just want to play Junker Queen.
I would respect it. I would.
respect
I don't even know. How do you even? What would you even? How would you even commentate that? You'd just be like, oh.
I'd be like, well, I guess the match is over, and I guess one team decided they just rather play Junker Queen than win this game.
Just be like, oh, okay. I guess we're doing this now. Understood. Awesome.
I did just sneak a chocolate. So I'm eating that. Sorry.
Oh, nice. I've got my pizza sitting here, and I can't eat it because I'm commentating. It's ridiculous. If you guys were to point down, you'd see a pizza that's not being eaten, and it is a tragedy. It truly is a tragedy.
The secret is you just mute your microphone and just go in for the munch, dude. No one's gonna know. The video camera is gonna blur it out automatically. I'm pretty sure.
If you guys hear me stay silent for a good 30 seconds, you already know what's happening.
You know what's happening. You going deep on that pizza.
Aspen, I'm gonna need you to cover me, dude, during those moments. I'm gonna be
just
all in.
You'll be mid commentate. You'll be like, oh my god, big Ryan Chatter. Also, Oz, take over. I'm gonna go eat this pizza.
Or even worse, you'll hear me with food in my. Oh, big Ryan Chatter. Hold on. That's the way to do. Now that's good commentary right there. That's good commentary right there, baby.
That's how you get subscribers. Honestly, that's how we grow this channel. Is we just eat food while we cast. I'm pretty sure that's a secret technique that not even Overwatch League has figured out yet, because none of their commentators have ever eaten on stream.
Yeah.
They haven't figured this out yet.
Now, I do want to point out, we do have a new player coming into the lobby, Gum100. Maybe
they're cheating.
Maybe this is that ringer that UKY Gold was looking for to hopefully, unless this is just a person no one's ever heard of who's just joined the lobby, but I don't think that's the case. But maybe
it might be one of the team's coaches. Oh, a sub.
Here we go. Yeah, Gum100 is going to be subbing in here. I'm interested in seeing who they sub in for. Maybe this is that secret ingredient that UKY Gold has been holding back. Now the gauntlets are being taken off right now, and Gum100 is coming in and is going to bring UKY Gold to their full power.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. We are subbing him in. He was late getting here. Oh, okay.
Shake my head. Late.
SMH, MH, MH.
SMH,
That's
MH.
what I'm saying.
Shaking
SMH,
my
MH.
SMH, if you will.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they might be bringing that guy in, and then we'll get moving right on into round number 3 of this tournament match, which is a best of 3. And so this could end right here on New Junk City if Academy Gold just pulls this out of their hands right now. They could just win this here.
And that would be massive. That would be absolutely massive.
What a turning point in the tournament.
100%. Now JPZ too. I wanted to shine some light on JPZ. It's not often that healers get the shine that they deserve, but JPZ has looked phenomenal so far. Has had some clutch sleeps over and over again, clutch antis over and over again onto the tanks. Has looked so good in this match. There's been a couple players that have been standouts. I look at JPZ, I look at EXE, I look at Inhagen, but man, you know, JPZ above. If we're talking MVPs right now, then I've gotta shine some light on JPZ, who's taken over in these matches as that Ana.
They're waiting for Nyatis. Okay, we got Nyatis in here, whoever that is.
Oh, nice.
Who's this Nihilus 5 person in this channel?
Who is that? Get him
How
out
did
of
that
here.
guy get in here?
I'm Nihilus. I don't know who Nihilus 5 is.
I don't know.
Get them out of here. Why are there 5 of me?
I don't know. Where did the other 4 go?
We don't talk about the other 4. All right. We don't ask about the other 4. That's the rule around here.
It looks like they just need to set the spec permissions here. Yep, there we go. Okay. We'll be firing up this. I know it's taking a little while here. It feels like we've taken a little bit of a halftime here, but you know what? UKY needs a halftime if they're going to get their mental in the right place to start turning this around so they don't get reverse swept as we go into now the map. New Junk City. We are seeing the Reaper and the May, actually, coming out from UKY side. For a moment there, they flashed those heroes at us, but that doesn't mean they have to pick them here once it's actually time to pick heroes.
May I just
How's
say,
that pizza for you? You enjoying
yeah,
that?
yeah, you already know. You already know.
Yeah,
it was a good slice
I
of pizza. It was solid. I got it, and you know what? It was under 30 seconds too. So I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest.
For sure.
I'm pretty happy with myself. All right, so yeah, let's we're getting into this. Kenbo Bay still rocking that Echo. It's looked really good on it all day too. Gum 100 going to be rocking the Reaper, so we're looking at a full brawl tank, a full brawl comp right now with the Reaper, with the Lucio, with the May. This is gonna be a fun match. This is gonna be fun. Meanwhile, on the other side, opting for a Sojourn and an Echo. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting how I think the Sojourn and the Echo are gonna be able to skirt around the Brawl a lot better.
Yeah.
We know how well those spam comps can do against Brawl.
Yeah, but look at the map, though. I mean,
yeah.
all these corridors so small. I mean, really, it's just like this May wall could be so devastating. And with such tight quarters and such small little windows, yeah, this might be really good for May Reaper. It looks like Inhagen has to like run for his life, barely able to scrape through there and not die as they're just desperately trying to heal him up. The sleep comes out, another wall. That is absolutely insane. Inhagen on the ground. There is no Reinhardt in the world that could have lived through that situation. It is crazy and disgusting what UKY is doing to Academy right now.
EXE does get removed from the fight, though. Now Vardo and Kenbo Bay pick up kills both respectively. Now UKY Gold does have control of the point, but that may only be for a very short amount of time. They've got to get something together here. And Academy Gold is going to be able to flip it back. Okay, it took them a second to do so, but they finally did get in there. Gum 100 going to be able to stall for just a short amount of time, but not for long. Now Academy Gold being able to... nice anti right there onto EXE once again from JPZ, my favorite player in the world. I love the antis, the sleeps. Oh my god, look, Inhagen is all the way, just no regard, does not care. I don't need a team. But it actually turns out that Inhagen does in fact need a team. Or not. Wow, the team comes in clutch though. Oh my god. I cannot believe he lived there.
Honestly, Poyo coming in clutch there to save Inhagen from that precarious situation. Yeah. Inhagen really putting a lot of trust in Poyo to keep them alive there. The wall is no longer in play right now for the side of UKY. They got to figure out how they're going to approach this without it as Kenobi pulls out the Reinhardt.
Nice counter shatter.
Oh my god. The Blossom.
An absolutely beautiful counter shatter right there from EXE. That was beautiful. Absolutely wonderful right there. Inhagen comes out with a big shatter onto one of the backline, but EXE responds, takes out Inhagen, removes them from the fight, and now UKY Gold has set up pretty well. They do have, it looks like we're going to be 2 ults to 2 ults here. Who is going to come out on top? And watch for this Blizzard as well from Gloopy.
I think, honestly, I do like the defender's advantage with the beat. Is probably a little bit stronger here. The May ult comes out, though. That is a Blizzard as well that I wasn't actually foreseeing. Is honestly UKY able to clean that up pretty easily. However, they did commit 3 ults to 2, so it wasn't without cost.
Yeah, it was a beautiful Blizzard right there, though. Definitely didn't need all of those ults, but it was an absolutely massive Blizzard. Just completely.
True. They did lynch in the point, though. I mean, they got the point. That was I think it's probably worth over ulting just to make sure you get the point.
Fair enough.
If you can really lock that in.
Fair enough. Yeah, the Blizzard splits up the entire team, forces the healers back. No one is able to heal Inhagen. Just absolutely beautiful there from Gloopy. But now watch EXE down low, but another great sleep. That one coming out from Queen Arrow there. These Anas are putting in work right now, and just Inhagen left as the rest of the team falls around him. For sure, this is going to be a fight win for UKY Gold.
Yo, Queen Arrow, why not respect the 1v1 over there, Ryan v Ryan, but apparently you just heal your Ryan like you're not even respecting the 1v1. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, what a jerk, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of weird.
Weird champ.
We see Academy. Gonna have to reapproach this point really with just kind of one ult on the table, kind of coming up on a duplicate. But yeah, each team has a Shatter to play with. We'll see, and then also a Blossom potentially coming in.
Shatter.
Gumito.
Oh, it's
here comes the Shatter. It is
massive!
absolutely huge. No more ults needed on the side of UKY to clear that out. And this is looking pretty clean, honestly, from UKY. 43% on the clock, and we know that Flashpoint runs control points twice as fast as Control Point runs control points. So this, 50% actually is almost capped.
Sometimes, Asmon, when you've been playing this game as long as you or I have, you can just see a Shatter and know that the fight is over. And that was one of those Shatters. The second it connected, there was a full awareness that fight was over as Gum100 manages to get that final blow onto Inhagen. It is going to be impossible now for Academy Gold. And sure enough...
No, Inabay has duplicate. This is possible. Ooh, no, they're not.
No, yeah, they're going to retreat after that one. But now 2-0, UKY Gold takes a pretty dominant lead here. They managed to get the pick onto the Kiriko as well. Maybe Gum100 was, in fact, that secret sauce that they needed to add to their team composition in order to pull things around in their favor, because UKY Gold is looking disgusting right now.
Is it Gum100 or is it Gumio? Because I think Gumio sounds cool because it sounds like Lucio. So I'm going to go with Gumio, dude. Like, I don't know. Gumio sounds way cooler.
Gumio it is.
Gumio.
I definitely have the impression that it is Gum100, but Gumio sounds funnier and cooler.
Yeah.
So we say Gumio here. Oh,
Look
watch the
at
backline. Gumio coming up big with the 2K with the ult. That was absolutely disgusting. Ribbit manages to get a kill onto both Inhagen and Vardo. It's just Kenbo Bay, but that Echo ultimate was for naught. Nothing gonna come out of that as UKY Gold gets another fight win on Flashpoint.
This is starting to look like a pretty demanding lead here from UKY. They almost seem like an entirely different team now that Gumio has unleashed their fury onto the battlefield. We do see pretty even ults on both sides. We do see JPZ kind of closing on Nano. Nano can be kind of insane here, although we have seen sleeping Nanoed Reinhardts on the field multiple times today, so we'll see kind of how that goes. EXE kind of baits him in and does a massive Shatter and just shoves him off the map in the most Chad way possible. What an absolute Ryan play there to just push him off of the cliff.
And that is a team kill right there, no matter how you slice it. EXE comes up big with that Shatter, shuts Inhagen down before he even gets the chance. And now is anyone going to be able to even touch? This may just be it for Academy Gold. Nice Shatter maybe gives them an opportunity, but without anyone there to touch, Academy Gold gets shut down as UKY Gold with a huge comeback victory in Game 3.
Wow. And so it was kind of tough to tell if Gumio really was the playmaker there, the person who just kind of like came into the lobby and started changing all the math and making everything all insane. But honestly, I don't want to give all the credit to Gumio. Like, Gumio was great, but I mean, it was the whole team that kind of came together and just played as a whole unit. It almost seems like maybe Gumio is like the main roster pick. And Marique is the temporary replacement. I think that is the case, actually, where the whole team just now feels more at home with themselves, being that they have like their main 5 rather than like their main 4 and then just kind of like one person joining them. You know what I mean?
That very well could be the case, but regardless of what it is, man, something has changed in UKY Gold. The whole team around them looked so solid, right? Like that is the best they've played all day without question. They looked fantastic in that one. And talk about momentum swings. That was a momentum swing. It's hard enough to win. It's hard enough to win when you're down 2-0, right? But even if you get that third map, it doesn't guarantee a fourth, and it doesn't guarantee a fifth. What you really, really want is a dominant game 3. Just to reset things back in your favor, to swing things back in your control. And now UKY Gold has that luxury. They have that momentum, and they can continue into these next 2 maps knowing they just dominated, and they can just do that once or twice more to get a big victory in this tournament match.
Yeah, once or twice more. You know, in their sake, for their sake, preferably twice for their preference. But we definitely
I realized when I said it, I was like, no, actually, definitely twice more.
Definitely twice more is what they're going to need. They're definitely going to have to use this. Like the momentum is going to be huge. Although it does feel like now that Gumio is in play, that it is like a full team of 5 that just kind of feels more in sync with one another. Like everyone is playing more synergized. I'm looking back and remembering as well, though, on the academy side, some pretty cool plays from them as well. Remember in Hagen in Poyo doing their little like off the side play there. That was pretty cool. And so I'm hoping to see as well, just more synergy from Academy as well. And all they have to do is go into new Queen streak here and win this map, and they've got this match win. So that's going to be huge.
And might I add, Academy Gold pulling a bit of a UKY Gold in that they have now subbed out Kembo Bay, who has had some great moments today, but has subbed out Kembo Bay with Nyatus. They have got their own sub coming in here on new Queen Street on our fourth match of today's set. So maybe Nyatus is the one that will carry Academy Gold now to a monumentous victory. We'll see. I'm curious as to who Nyatus will be, what role Nyatus will be playing. I assume DPS, but could very easily be support or tank. So we'll see.
Indeed. I'm going to set my prediction right here. Who will win New Queen Street? And then I'm going to do UKY. Sorry, I should have done this while you were talking. Yeah.
I'm trying to get all these cool camera angles. I've never been in control of camera on stream.
Oh yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. It's a lot to think about to be in control of the camera. Do you have all the keybinds set up for like F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that?
I actually have a 10 keyless keyboard, so I don't have any of my F1 and F1s through 10s. So,
well, that's they've nerfed you a little bit there. Then those are kind of key.
I've been hardcore nerfed, but things have been going well so far.
That's good.
Yeah, we do see everything looks pretty standard. Nyatus is going to pick up Mei duties, it seems. Perhaps Kembo Bay definitely wasn't playing any Mei, so they want to opt for more of a traditional brawl comp here, it seems, as EXE dives straight into this point, and we're going to see some Reinhardt swinging. That is what this tournament is for.
We do see fire strikes going both sides, and the high ground being immediately taken by UKY. I love to see it. It is very strong. However, it's the other team that actually has the range pressure heroes. So we're going to see an approach here from UKY, getting a close brawl as much as they can. At least the wall's down for Nyatus. JPC goes down. That's going to be a big +1 there for the side of UKY, and they're going to convert that into a team fight when I imagine is Vardo is just going to play the angle long enough to hopefully survive. Not survive, actually. Unfortunate. Unlucky for side of Vardo.
Now, I am seeing a little bit of a lonely bot back here. I am going to say that. No progress being made, but Gloompy looking really solid, taking out Inhagen there. Now they start to get some progress. Gumio came up big as well in that opening fight. So UKY Gold carries their momentum from the previous round. Academy Gold is going to have to find a way to stunt this.
They have to figure out some way to do it, and we do see them getting a little regroup there. They're going to go through the mid window potentially. Nope, they're just going to go around the street. Maybe it does look like it looks like plans are being made on the fly. EXE going down really low there, gets saved. The bot still moving towards the Bud Scratch. They might get towards it here pretty soon. The wall goes down on the side of Academy. Might not find the isolation they're looking for. Actually, it's huge. Actually, I take that back. It's huge. Vardo picks up 2. Nyatus picks up 1. Ribbit is just going to try to fight and stay alive for dear life here, just holding the robot as long as possible.
Yeah, That was a huge opening pick from Vardo there, managing to open things up for Academy Gold, and now they finally get to start pushing this bot and making progress of their own. This feels not just like the first team fight of this map, but the first team fight win of the past 2 maps. You know, Academy Gold needed that really, really bad. A clean, dominant win. And now they get to push the bot, and we do see here the clever contest right here from UKY Gold. They're going to start to rotate around as we do see a lot of ults on the side of both of these teams. The Blizzard comes out first, manages to get some really, really high value freezes, but now a Nano coming out onto EXE, shatters straight through the window. The beat, it comes out in response. There's just ultimates being traded back and forth. Everyone is throwing out, everyone's pressing the Q button right now, but ultimately it is Academy Gold that just holds on a little bit longer and survives just long enough. Not only are they going to get a team fight win, but they're also going to take the lead here on New Queen Street.
That was crazy. It was so close. It really could have gone either way during the exchange of all those ultimate abilities as each team just decided to use 15 ultimates each. It was kind of insane. Well, although we do see the ult board now, and there's actually two ults in favor right now of UKY, and see if they're going to hold that together. Gumio comes out with an insane Blossom, kills JPZ, and kills Vardo. EXE picks up in Hagen, and this is actually a lot of good clean pickups here for UKY to turn this around in their favor. Only one person down. Gloopy is going to be coming back here, so I imagine we're going to see some forward movement, but kind of playing it slow, playing it safe here for UKY as we get a reapproach here from Academy.
Yeah, Riv is going to go back to escort the Mei back to the battlefield, making sure everyone is grouped up for this oncoming fight.
They don't have a Mei wall.
They don't have the Mei wall.
Okay,
yeah,
they're here. They're here. Yeah, it's 5v5.
They're good. They're good. They made it back just in time. Now watch out for this wall.
Oh my gosh.
Inhagen just going absolutely in. But with the support that he's had from his team, he's got the confidence to do that. He manages to pick up a kill onto Gloopy there. Things are absolutely crazy right now. It does look like Academy Gold has a slight lead, and gotta watch the shatter right now on the side of Academy Gold. They've got a big resource that could be game-changing, but that's a nice sleep there on Inhagen, and EXE manages to take him out as well. The Nano comes out in response, and EXE's got so much damage coming in, he's just going to dive right across and help out his supports. What a great play from EXE there, playing defensive, protecting his team, and just annihilates the Mei. I don't think you needed to do that. That was a little mean. That was a little mean.
I didn't see that. We didn't see that.
Natus agrees.
That was maybe a little bit politically motivated there from EXE, deciding to delete the fly that was on Niatus's head, as Jathy would understand it. You know what I mean?
Something like that. Got to be something like that. Now watch out. Inhagen does still have this shatter, can turn things around easily. But, and you're seeing opportunities where he could use it. It's all going to be down to EXE. Is EXE going to be able to block this shatter? Of course, that's that matchup that is so crucial in the Rhine Mirror. Now the wall comes up. EXE segmented away from his team. Ooh, and Hagen's looking for something, but what a pin right there. EXE stops him in his tracks. EXE proving to be the dominant Reinhardt so far. But watch out. Vardo manages to get a big pickup there, evening things back up. Gumio manages to find a kill on Niatus. It is even right now, 3-on-3, but it does look like it does appear as though UKY is going to come out on top as Gumio manages to pick up a 1v1 kill against Vardo.
Honestly, Vardo doing wonderful things there, despite being down. The Reinhardt there does pull out the overclock on the off angle, picks off 2. It stays in pretty clean distance. Unfortunately, did go down there before getting back to their team on the regroup, but really, honestly, that was close, and I think Vardo doing some wonderful things right now.
I absolutely agree. Inhagen still holding on to the shatter, looking for a spot to use it. Needs to find that opportunity right here and right now. Gumio from the top rope comes down, manages to get a kill onto Poyo, and it absolutely opens everything up. UKY Gold come out big and get just a disgusting team kill right there.
Can I just mention, by the way, that the distances right now are 57.65 to 57.01. I mean, this is so close, and it's just now that PKY actually, or sorry, that UKY is actually going to like push it beyond like this almost tied amount. And so really, though, I mean, honestly, if Academy wins this fight and pushes the bot all the way back, I mean, they're not really far behind at this point. They are, however, behind. And we do see forward spawn right now in favor of UKY. It's going to get clunky in there. Lots of shatters going on. Lots of ultimates are going to be happening here as we see both teams really playing it big in there. It's kind of even, but kind of in favor of UKY. The Blizzard comes out actually from Academy there, decides to use their Blizzard in that moment. The Naiatus is frozen there, trying to stay alive as much as possible. But really, yeah, no, this is going to be UKY's fight win because they just have too many people alive at the moment.
It was just a crucial shatter in that hallway. Managed to take out 2 from EXE, who once again is looking like a total Chad on this Reinhardt so far, and that is the most important thing, right? This is a nice window here coming out from JPZ, gonna be forcing UKY into some odd positions, allowing Academy Gold to push in here, but now what a great pin onto Inhagen. Inhagen's getting bullied all match long. Does have an opportunity to pick up a kill here against Gloompi, but Gloompi smartly goes back into that ice block, and now Naiatus in a tough spot too. EXE is swinging away, manages to find a kill onto Inhagen, and once again, it's a fight win for UKY. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, Academy Gold is going to have to make some plays here, and I just don't know if they have the resources without an ultimate to be able to do that.
And we gotta recognize as well. I mean, Poyo doing some interesting things there in the back line. Not really sure if that is the optimal play here, though. You know, I've seen Red Shell do it to quite success.
Oh!
That is an insane
disgusting
shatter that is just gonna clean everything up.
EXE, I mean, that is 2 picks that could not be more important, right? Taking out the Reinhardt and the Mei, that's gonna remove every single ounce of stall that you have. They're going to barely be able to touch it. Are they even going to be able to? It doesn't look like it. That, once again, is a really, really strong game win for UKY Gold, who evens things up in this set.
Wow. It's a whole different team. It's entirely crazy. I mean, it was even there for like a moment, but then honestly, like, they just started getting carried away. Like, the momentum's crazy right now. If you're UKY, you are in the right headspace.
100%. You're thinking right now, like, this is our path to victory, right? You are thinking, like, all you have to do is ride this wave, and that's why it's going to be so challenging for Academy Gold at this point, is not just are they going to have to dig deep and come up with the victory, they're facing a huge wave of momentum from UKY Gold, who are confident, who are excited, right? I can't imagine what those team comps are like right now. They are probably thrilled with that victory. We'll see what our next map is, and if Academy Gold is going to be able to, I do believe they get map pick, as they did lose the previous map. Looks like they've chosen Route 66. We'll see if hopefully they've got something up their sleeve here.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about how you really like Elios. Honestly, I really like Route 66. It's one of my personals. Yeah, I do like that one a lot, actually. So I'm excited to see what's going to be happening here in Route 66. Maybe it is a little bit less exciting with the Rhine v Rhine, because I am genuinely used to seeing like any other composition at all on this one. Be it like kind of a Poke comp, or like a Sigma Ramatra. Or something like a dive comp.
Yeah, lots of Sigma here. I see a lot of dive for sure. Rhine definitely less popular. Maybe up until the last point you might see some Rhine, but not super common on the rest of Route 66. And that makes this really interesting, right? We'll see what kind of compositions they choose to run here. I'm very excited to see what they pull out. I'm curious. Why is this the pick here? You know what I mean? Like, what do they potentially have up their sleeves?
Indeed. Shows how much I haven't played this game in a while. This is very new to me. This weather of like a thunderstormy kind of weather on Route 66.
Oh yeah.
Looks so beautiful. There's almost like a fog in the air too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks very pretty. Yeah, I really like
really interesting.
The broad daylight. You know, I like this change of pace with the gloominess on Route 66. It's pretty cool.
This is actually a really good weather fit, I think, for this map. Actually, I think this is really cool. Really well done from the Blizzard team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot. Route 66, very, very pretty map. You know, you never get to look at it, but you know, it's a very, very pretty map.
I don't get to look at it too often.
We
do see the Bastion, by the way, coming out here, and we do see as well Poyo off of the Lucio from last map is now on DPS. Naiadus swapping from DPS to support, so it looks like Poyo and Naiadus kind of swapping places there a little bit. We'll see if Poyo can take this Bastion to victory. We'll see how they're kind of rolling out. I think they're going to go up the canyon left side here. Yep, this makes sense to me. They're going to just leave the cart for now. They kind of want to win a fight real quick. They're going to put the Bastion on the high ground. The big anti there is going to kind of stop the push. Vardio going down. I mean, you can't lose Vardo there. EXE could have gone down there, and if they actually killed EXE, that would have been a different story. But here, no, now they're just trapped in a small room all by them lonesome, and I don't know if they're going to come out. That's really close. Actually, Poyo has to jump off the edge. Ribbit is able to clean that up, and we see Inhagen actually pick up a kill there. Vardo is back, and a lot of people have died at this point, but the cart isn't moving.
Yeah, not a ton of progress probably going to be made, but eventually Academy Gold is going to be able to push through here. They got just enough picks out of that they're going to be able to get a little bit of progress here. However, UKY is going to be able to set up pretty quickly. EXE, you see on that high ground. Watch out for Gumio too, aggressing on that Sojourn on the high ground. A lot of weird
Inhagen's
splits.
Ult charge.
Yeah, Inhagen
already 84%. Like,
well
no one's
ahead
even
of
close.
EXE.
Oh yeah. So that's probably going to be the name of this fight right here. We see Poyo just pulling out the shift key and making EXE have to hold that shield up forever. We see Inhagen also picks up an Earth Shatter to boot, but doesn't have to use it. That's a huge pin onto Ribbit. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fight win for Academy. Academy looking pretty good here. Now, honestly, I have to say, I think that the Bastion definitely paying dividends right now. We see Queen Arrow is just going to throw a cheeky little nade out there and then just run away. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. I do the same thing.
I am kind of surprised by no recontest there. I kind of figured that they would choose to push in. They had at least the Ana, Reinhardt, and the Reaper, who, you know, can provide so much in terms of contest. Here's Gumio dropping down from the heavens, manages to pick up three kills in the process, and that's going to stunt any kind of progress that Academy Gold was making. But they did manage to get the point, and now they can take their time a little bit and breathe a little bit, as they have got at least 1 point on the board. Inhagen with the Shatter, going to be able to pick and choose the spot for this.
This is definitely not the time to calm down, though, if you're Academy. This is the time to pick up the pace as much as possible and show them what you can do. EXE goes for the Shatter, gets blocked by Inhagen, and that's exactly the energy I need to see from Inhagen right now. The beat comes down, ready for Inhagen to drop his Shatter. We'll see if he is going to be able to land it. EXE going really low, finally gets the support they need to stay alive, but goes down. Inhagen also really low. JPC is really low. Gumio on the top rope there, just looking for some value, but has to kind of just pull back there a little bit. Naiadus really on the prowl, not letting Gumio sneak up from the edge.
Yeah, it was absolutely massive by Poyo in that instance to get the kill onto that Reinhardt, because if one more swing landed on Inhagen, Inhagen was a goner. That is a guarantee. But instead, Inhagen is still up here, still lives to tell the tale, so to speak, and he's got a big Shatter. Does manage to get a pick, or get a knock onto Gloopy, but it's not going to result in very much. Now, Inhagen just drives EXE back into that corner. 2 picks on the side of Academy Gold. They're able to march forward, and you got to be very, very scared right now if your Queen Arrow is getting absolutely devastated by that hammer.
You know what I think is kind of happening right now is I think that UKY has gotten a little bit overconfident from what they did last round. And right now, Academy is showing them that they're not going to just walk around and lose. They're going to cap point 2 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. And so if you're UKY, I know you're confident. I know you've got some momentum. But right now, Academy has shown you that what you're doing right now isn't good enough, because Academy is bringing more heat than you.
Just wanted to give props to that artillery strike from Poyo as well, holding them
Giving him
at
off the
that
point.
stun.
That was clever.
That was very, very clever. You just can't fight back against that. It allows them just enough time to safely secure that point and make sure that it stays in their favor. Now that's a big nano coming out onto EXE, who does manage to get a pick, is going to be diving in onto Poyo, wants to find that extra kill, but he's got to retreat. He's low, and Poyo actually managed to pick up a kill thanks to the Baptiste flanking on the side here. JPZ helping out in that situation. And EXE does get stopped there. Dies with the Shatter too, and now Academy Gold without their without the Reinhardt of UKY, they're going to be able to march in here pretty much for free. EXE does manage to join back, but Academy Gold has all of the pressure in their favor.
All the pressure in their favor, and they do see Vardo, by the way, used overclock there on that last fight before dying, swapping over to the Ashe. Ashe here has maybe a little more range. The Dynamite maybe a little bit more versatile, being able to stay back a little bit more. Vardo just kind of pushing the cart here, and just a lot of honestly, this could go either way. Actually, Naiatis going down there is a big deal. EXE has Shatter. There's a lot of ults on the side of UKY here. Oh. This is gonna be really tough for Academy to win this fight. The tack fights is really all they need to commit here to just kind of clinch up this fight. However, 2.5 minutes left on the clock. I mean, UKY needs to hold this for quite a while, and now they need to also worry about like not C9ing. We see Queen Arrow on top of the semi-truck, which is definitely where you want to be if you're the Ana defending. Yeah, and it allows you to kind of see that flank to make sure you're not going to get C9'd here. But I also love seeing EXE on top of the high ground there with Shatter, Beat to back it up. I mean, Gloomy's up here. It's going to... This rotation you're seeing, actually, from Academy is forced. They have to do this because they have to flush out this high ground. And so they're kind of forcing him into this spot over here.
Watch Glumio, though. Watch Glumio! Oh, massive! The Invince comes out, but it only hangs on for so long. Glumio manages to get 2 big picks there onto Poyo and JPZ. He had been holding onto that ult for so long, finally unleashes it, and single-handedly wins the fight there.
That was, honestly, that was kind of nuts. So seeing the Shatter Blossom just kind of absolutely 5-0 across the board against JPZ and Hagen's Window Shatter, it's unfortunate sight if you're an Academy fan, because right now they're so close. Poyo is going to probably be able to open this fight a little wide open with the artillery. I think it's going to be pretty good here. Hasn't used his shift yet. That is going to be important. They're going to have to push on to Poyo. The Nano is pretty good. Actually, the Fire Strike's insane. The Beat's a little bit too late to save.
What a boop!
Quite so much. Oh, it's actually really close.
EXE actually boops the entire team down onto that low ground, saving his own life and stalling this fight just a little bit longer. Manages to get a nice pin onto Naiatis right there. Does get a Shatter, but Vardo manages to take out Gumio at the same time. JPZ removes EXE, and this is a big opportunity for Academy Gold. Nice little sleep dart there, delaying the inevitable for Queen Nero. But now, with only 45 seconds, they are getting awfully close to the end spot here. EXE gonna be forced to push in, and collides with Bob right there. Bob might be a huge menace. Everyone is hitting Q right now, but Gloopy managed to get a kill with the visor. It doesn't look like it's gonna make a difference though. Academy Gold manages to finish the map with 29 seconds left on the clock.
That was awesome. Honestly, I love seeing the usages of the ults there at the end on Academy's side. Just seeing the Bob be in that like perfect spot. Like if you're looking at that from UKY's perspective, how do you even push that, right? Like, what do you do about the Bob sitting right there at the front of point? Like, what angles can you even take without getting cut off by the Bob? And then, like, the tac fives are coming around main there, just gets hit in the face with a Shatter. And now you're dealing with the pressure from the Shatter and the Bob. And on top of that, no matter what angle you do take around the cart, there's a window behind the cart at the same time. And all 3 of these things happen at the same time. I don't even know how you approach that if you're UKY trying to reapproach point. I mean, there's so much damage from so many different places, so much happening. Pretty overwhelming.
Overwatch is a very complicated game, Asmund. I think anyone who's played Overwatch knows that. However, sometimes it truly is as simple as press Q to win. And I think that's ultimately what that fight came down to there. They pressed Q, and they pressed Q at the right times, sure. But they did press Q, and they did win. Sometimes it's as simple as that, truly.
Can we also, pay a little bit of attention to the fact that there is 29 seconds left on the clock as well? That was not overtime, all right? Yep. There is still time on the clock for Academy. We also see Glumpy bringing out the Sombra. Like, yes, you can win the game simply by pressing Q, but you can also win the game by hacking and turning on your hacks. And that's exactly what they're going to be trying to do here on the side of UKY. They're going to be doing some dirty stuff. We'll see if that is actually the play here, rather than playing the Mei or trying to match the Bastion. They're just going to go on the Sombra. It means they're going to have to play slower, because obviously Sombra comps do have to play around the Sombra. It does play a little bit slower to make their full rotations. We do see Gumio going a little bit nutso there, but staying alive. And honestly, we just see Academy kind of allowing this first push to happen and not really caring about pushing past the arch or trying to control the arch. They just want to make sure they control the top of the gas station. That's what's most important to them right now. If you see Glumpy in the back there, just being a little bit interesting, playing some Sombra 76. Not the same as the old style Sombra, so you can't play that angle quite. It's going to be a little bit tough to pull that off, unfortunately. Glumpy going down there, and it might be a reset, or it might just be a stall. But here you can see Inhagen actually able to hold the cart from the top of the gas station. I think that is going to be their plan.
No, and I think that, you know, they elect to take the high ground, the far defense here, in order to hold on to this. But with that Bastion, with that Ashe on high ground, it just becomes so difficult to deal with everything that's going on here. We see Gumio at times and Glumpy trying to get some pressure on the backline. Now watch out, EXE has somehow crawled all the way up there, manages to get a kill on Naiatis, and was pushed in the perfect position to get a nano too.
Huge, but the counter pin onto EXE so that the nano Narayan doesn't do anything is huge. EXE goes down. That's -1 nano on the board as Ribbit going for Vardo on the flank. Actually is able to win that one. Inhagen just trying to stay alive as much as possible. Picks up the Mega. It is not enough to win the 1v5, unfortunately, for Inhagen, as this car is making its way to second point. 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to add 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, and I did really like the defense there from Academy Gold, but when you got those two flankers, the Reaper and the Sombra striking at just the right time, everything falls apart. And what a wild flank from EXE as well, going all the way around for that perfect money pin onto Naiatis, opening things up for his team. EXE knocked off the high ground here. Is he actually really low? He is going to actually get taken out of this fight by Inhagen. He gets a little greedy there. Wanted to fight with the big boys on the bridges, but unfortunately didn't work out. Now Gumio does have an ultimate here. He's looking for an opportunity to use it. What a shot right there onto JPZ as well. Gumio is looking for something here. He wants it real bad as actually, Bob comes out. Yeah, Bob is contesting the cart here, making life really difficult. But here it might be the Reaper flanking ult. He drops down from the heavens, but a great boop from Lucio. He minimizes the damage as much as possible. Gumio only able to take out Poyo in that moment. Vardo manages to take out Gumio. It's a shatter, but it whiffs right there. EXE not ending up with anything. Inhagen does still have this shatter as well. Can let it rip whenever he wants to if he doesn't go down here. He's taking a lot of damage and is currently slept. Now here's the nano coming out from EXE. He's going to be responding, trying to get some crucial damage, but there's the shatter onto the backline there from Inhagen. Does manage to take out the Ana. That is a massive pick. Gumio from behind does manage. It's a scrappy fight. Takes out Inhagen in the process. UKY does look like they are going to hold this point, but only barely, as now we see a brigade of long-range heroes from the top, the high ground. They're going to try and take a pick and prevent this from happening, but they are going to allow some point progress by UKY.
A little bit, and you can definitely see Academy's main strategy is to hold high ground as much as possible. We see Poyo pull out the overclock here. The EMP comes out. It's not going to fully stop the overclock, but EXE is going to take care of that problem over there in the background. As honestly, Academy here just kind of playing a sort of desperation window there behind point. It's still 5v4 in favor of UKY. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this together. Vardo picks up Queen Arrow, actually, and that's a pretty big pick. We see Inhagen going down there. That's going to be no tank in play. Naiatis just trying to hold card as long as possible. EXE has the shatter, is going to hit 2 on the shatter. The fire strike comes down. Naiatis goes down. Vardo goes down. This might be the point cap if Poyo can hold this. Although, I mean, yeah, Poyo's just going to run away. There's no way he holds that, right? Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Poyo probably going to pay that with his life, too. Kind of holding out there a little bit too long. Really cool play there, actually, from Ribbit and Gumio to track down that Poyo, track down the soldier, and chase him down with the Lucio speed boost there. Not letting him get away, realizing that, Lucio can actually challenge fast angles like that, 100%. Even if it's soldier.
And it was absolutely clutch from EXE. That shatter was game changing. Managed to win the 1v1 against Inhagen as well. That was massive there. And now they move on to the high ground. This third point is going to be where everything changes. Only 2.5 minutes really left on the clock for UKY. And remember, this is what this entire set comes down to. 3 minutes left may just decide who comes out as the victor in this match here. EXE being very aggressive, the entire team pushing with them. Look, they're all collapsing in. Now Inhagen in a really tricky spot here. But Poyo in that turret form, keeping everyone away. Gumio unleashes the ultimate from the Reaper onto the Lucio, now moving onto the Bastion. Poyo is not long for this world, does go down there. The Baptiste in a bad way as well. Gumio absolutely pulling out all the stops. And now it's just Bob and Reinhardt left on the point. Inhagen needs to find a way to work his way back onto this point, but he's just so low. The healers aren't quite there in time. Naiadis gets removed from the fight. Is anyone going to be able to touch? I don't know if they will. And now UKY manages to complete the map. They do it with a lot of time left. This is bad for Academy Gold.
This is definitely not good for Academy Gold. That's a lot of time left there on the clock. The momentum was crazy. And one thing I will mention is that it seemed like Academy was much more like attuned to this idea of holding high ground under all costs and just staying high ground, make high ground the most important priority for points 1 and 2. But by the time it got to point 3, suddenly Inhagen just was not on the high ground, and UKY was able to free push upper left lane without with a Reinhardt in front of them. And so by the time they got to the semi-truck, Inhagen was still trying to work his way up to the high ground there, and it was just the rest of the team of Academy holding up on top of there by themselves without a shield in front of them. And so maybe having that proactive idea of just holding high ground under all costs could have helped them a little bit more there. And good on to UKY for recognizing that lane up there in upper left was open for them, just kind of free for the taking because of where Inhagen was standing.
Yeah, they charge on through and they get a crucial, I mean, just so much progress. We were talking about how 2.5 minutes, gosh, is this going to be enough for them to cap the point? Not only do they cap it with more time left than significantly more amount of time than Academy Gold is. And that 1.5 minutes makes a huge difference. That's the difference between, that's the difference of one, potentially 2 entirely separate fights, right? Like, you can regroup. Right. Watch out, Gumio does manage to get picked. Inhagen so just aggressive there, sees that Gumio lost the fade, manages to go in and annihilates Gumio with the pin. Now Inhagen moves his way onto the high ground. The Symmetra here setting up the turrets on the high ground as well. They do not want to allow UKY to get set up here.
They don't want to let him get set up for sure. I do like this the pivot and strategy here from Poyo to play the Symmetra instead. It's a little bit of a more interesting hero, allows for some more interesting strategies here. Bardo is going to go down to the pin. That is unfortunate. Poyo looking kind of low there. It's going to lose the duel against Ribbit, and that is going to be pushing him off the point a little bit before the end of that run on the last side of gas station. This is looking a little bit sus if you're Academy right now. I mean, really, like, all the cards on the table. Last time they defended this map here, they did so by holding all in on the top of gas station, but with 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock and where that cart has to make its progress to, I don't think that's a reasonable strategy anymore. Like, this does seem like the time when you'd really want to swap off the Rhine, but you can't. Maybe they have to hold the top of gas station because of the team comp they're playing. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. This is gonna be them trying to work with something new and figure something out, noodling it and making a calculation. We see on their side, Poyo and Vardo going with double hit scan, playing Cassidy and Ashe. Ooh. And I do like that. I do like the double hit scan, the double range there. It's no Bastion, but those are 2 very versatile hit scans that don't have to stand next to Reinhardt. They can play on off angles. And I think for playing a longer game, I think absolutely playing a spammier comp gives you more of that. We do see the Lifeweaver come out on the side of Naiadis, and I think that's also more just like long fight sustain. I think the long fight capability here from Academy is much higher than it was last time, and so we'll see kind of how they're going to adapt here to make sure this lasts as long as possible. As we see UKY coming up the left side here, not really pushing the cart right off the bat, and I think that that's probably not the play. I think you do want to utilize this time advantage you have by pushing this cart immediately, and they agree. They put 2 on the cart here. They see the gas stations being held. I mean, from here, I mean, you're not going to make a push onto the gas station at this point. I mean, you're going to get the free push that you're being given for free. And we'll see probably the first fight is gonna happen as soon as Gumio does a teleport here.
Yeah, 100%. And here it comes, Gumio teleporting right now, looking for something. He does go to get onto that high ground. He's trying to put some pressure onto Pollo, but does retreat here. And this is what it all comes down to. Just a little bit of space, just a couple of meters separating UKY from greatness. And they do manage to get the kill onto Inhagen, and that will open everything up. But what a Lifeweaver play right there. The Shatter does manage to remove Naiadis, but it saves the rest of the team. But it may not even matter. UKY, with their backs against the wall, going down 2-0 early on in the set, make the swap, and they get a come-from-behind victory, winning this set over Academy Gold.
Wow. That was a crazy way to end it, too. I mean, like, this has been really neck and neck throughout the entire series, and to come down here in the end. I mean, that was... It came down to, like, each team getting to push Route 66 2 times.
Oh, that is nasty.
Yeah, that was a sick blossom. That was a Beyblade if I've ever seen one. Wow. No, I honestly think really great stuff coming from both teams here. Really good performance and great on Academy for winning those first 2 games, then UKY adapting and bringing Gumio, and then, you know, starting to do the reverse sweep.
Yeah, that was an excellent set. I loved watching those 2 teams compete. UKY Gold somehow, some way, right, pulls it out from the deepest, darkest depths. And I think that can be what separates the good teams from the great, right? UKY Gold clearly has that potential to be great. What an amazing showing from them today. Academy Gold, no jokes as well. They looked absolutely phenomenal. Went up against a top contender today and looked great doing it. They are, and anyone else in this tournament is definitely a little uneasy watching how close Academy Gold ran it with a top contender in this tournament. You got to be a little shaky if you've got them on your schedule coming up soon. Great showing from both of these teams today.
Absolutely great showing from both of those teams, and I do appreciate Wheeze League reaching out to us and asking us to do this feature match for them.
Yeah.
We're happy to do it, and it's just as long as we have the availability, then we can do it. I do want to feature their finals, which is going to be middle of December, somewhere around like December 15th ish.
Awesome.
That is like around that date is when they're going to have their sort of like end of the playoffs, like grand finals ish. I do want to stream their grand finals, and I have been asked by Faria to do that. So that indeed is the plan.
Heck yeah. And you know I'll be there. Asmund, I know you're going to be there, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That's great. I can't wait to see. Definitely, you guys, if you're able, keep up with what's going on in Wheeze League and keep up what's going on in this tournament. I'm excited to see who we'll find there. Maybe we'll see a retelling of these 2 squads here in this match today. Or maybe we'll see some new faces. I'm excited to see what goes down.
Absolutely. And just keep your eyes open on the manager's channel there. If there's a Sunday or Saturday game, then and we say that we're available, so that we might want to feature your match. So just kind of be open to that idea. We might feature something next weekend. Maybe I'm thinking probably not though, with the holiday weekend, with also LFGS doing their GOATS tournament. So not quite sure. It is still up in the air, but definitely look forward to more feature matches with Wheeze League. Thank you for having us, and we're happy to have hosted your feature match.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks guys so much. Thanks for having us. Thanks for putting this on and putting this on for the community. And I'm glad both our teams seem to have a lot of fun. And I hope you guys in chat had a lot of fun. Hopefully your predictions were on point today. And thank you to Asmund for having me on too.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys.